Welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating and often forgotten world of the Australian 5-cent coin. It might be small in size and value, but don't be fooled. Some editions of this humble coin are now worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars due to low mintage, minting errors, and high-grade conditions. So, if you've got a handful of old coins lying around, it's time to take a closer look. Let's uncover the top 5 most valuable 5-cent Australian coins that could turn your small change into a big payday. Let's get started. First up, the 1999 Australian 5-cent coin, particularly in color-circulated condition, a humble coin hiding extraordinary potential. While it may not glitter like gold, this little silver-colored marvel has become a sleeper hit among serious collectors. And if you've got the right one, you could be sitting on a coin worth thousands or more. Let's dive into the full breakdown of its designs, metal specs, collector appeal, and why it could be your millionaire miracle. Let's start with the history and background of the 1999 Australian 5-cent coin. This coin was struck as part of the standard decimal currency system, introduced in Australia in 1966. By 1999, the 5-cent coin had become the smallest denomination still in use, replacing the old pre-decimal halfpenny and threepence in daily value. But here's what sets the 1999 issue apart. It was minted during a transitional era, right before the early 2000s, when digital payment systems and rounding policies began reducing the use of small coins. Although the mintage was relatively high, just under 117 million coins, most of them entered circulation immediately and saw heavy use. As a result, finding a 1999 5-cent coin today in well-preserved, color-circulated condition with visual appeal is getting harder and harder. These coins were not hoarded, they were spent and forgotten, and now collectors are scrambling to reclaim them, especially those with unique toning, environmental wear, or rare errors. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate the beautiful and detailed design that makes this tiny coin stand tall. On the obverse, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley. This version of the Queen debuted in 1998 and is considered one of the more realistic and modern representations, aged, elegant, and dignified, with the royal tiara and natural facial contours giving it lifelike detail. The inscription, Elizabeth II Australia 1999, wraps gracefully around the portrait, and in circulated condition, the coin may develop darker tones or color wear that enhances the visual contrast, making the Queen's profile appear even more regal and bold. Flip the coin to the reverse, and you're greeted by one of Australia's most beloved and uniquely adapted animals, the echidna. With its spiky quills radiating outward and its tiny paws clutching the ground, the echidna design is a marvel of miniature engraving. Designed by Stuart Devlin, this iconic image is both playful and powerful, and in color-circulated condition, where natural environmental toning has added darker silvers, grays, or even bluish tones. The echidna appears to emerge from the coin itself, full of texture, life, and charm. From a technical standpoint, the specifications of the 1999 5-cent coin reflect classic strength and endurance. It is struck in copper-nickel, a durable alloy composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it that timeless silver hue while also making it highly resistant to corrosion. The coin weighs 2.83 grams, has a diameter of 19.41 millimeters, and features a finely reeded edge that not only aids in grip, but also acts as a protection against counterfeiting. This is a coin built to last, yet finding one from 1999 that still holds strong strike definition, balanced toning, and full design clarity is a challenge that adds to its value exponentially. Now let's talk about dollar value, collector demand, and millionaire potential, the part you've all been waiting for. In worn, typical circulated condition, the 1999 5-cent coin may sell for face value or slightly more, $0.10 to $0.50 Australian dollars in casual coin groups. But when you enter the realm of color-circulated coins in good visual condition, with intact edges and clean details, values jump to $5 to $20 AUD. That alone is a great return, but it gets even better. Uncirculated specimens, or those with minting errors, such as die cracks, double strikes, clipped planchets, off-center impressions, or rim cut errors, can command $100 to $500 or more, depending on the rarity and severity of the flaw. But here's where things really take off. Coins that combine color-circulated toning, near-uncirculated condition, and a documented mint error have sold for $1,000 to $5,000, especially when graded by PCGS or NGC, and showcased at auction or through serious collector marketplaces. The highest-tier examples, those with multiple striking errors, full mint luster, and one-of-a-kind visual characteristics, could easily draw five-figure offers, especially as demand for rare Australian decimal coins explodes internationally. And remember, the 1999 5-cent coin is already scarce in pristine condition, and many believe its value will only rise as Australia slowly phases out small denomination coins in the coming decades. So what should you do if you've got a 1999 Australian 5-cent coin in color-circulated condition? First, never clean it. Doing so strips the coin of its natural toning and may cause irreversible damage. Instead, handle it gently by the edges and store it in a clear, acid-free coin sleeve or case. Examine it closely under good lighting. Look at the queen's crown and facial lines, the echidna's quills, and the edge for irregularities or unusual strikes. If the coin shows exceptional detail or signs of an error, consider sending it to a professional grading service. This step could multiply its value several times over, and it may just be the moment that transforms 5 cents into a financial windfall. In conclusion, the 1999 Australian 5-cent coin, often discarded as irrelevant, may just be one of the most surprising coins in your collection. Its bold design, durable composition, and increasing scarcity, especially in visually appealing circulated condition, make it a silent powerhouse in the collectible market. Combine that with the thrill of hunting for rare errors and the rising wave of global collector demand, and you've got a coin that could take you from pocket change to change your life money. Next up, the 1987 Australian 5-cent coin, specifically those found in excellent condition with natural color toning. Most people wouldn't think twice about a 5-cent piece, but make no mistake, this tiny titan has begun capturing serious attention in the numismatic world. And if you've got the right one in your change jar, you could be holding a coin that transforms your pocket change into a 5- or 6-figure fortune. So buckle up, because the journey into this little silver miracle starts now. Let's rewind to the history and background of the 1987 Australian 5-cent coin. By 1987, Australia had been using decimal currency for just over 2 decades. The 5-cent coin was now the smallest active denomination, and due to inflation, its practical buying power was slowly shrinking. The Royal Australian Mint produced only 22 million 5-cent coins that year, a relatively modest mintage compared to previous years. These coins were produced solely for mint sets, not released into general circulation, making the 1987 issue particularly scarce in the wild. Most people never even saw this coin in their pocket change. Yet now, decades later, a small number have emerged into public hands through broken sets or overlooked collections. In excellent circulated or near-uncirculated condition, these coins are now commanding big premiums on the collector's market. For such a small denomination, this coin packs an enormous financial punch. Now let's get into the designs, because this coin is nothing short of a miniature masterpiece. The obverse features the timeless profile of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Raphael Maklauf, one of the most recognizable royal portraits ever used on Australian coins. In this version, the Queen is portrayed with a regal crown and soft, mature facial features that reflect both dignity and authority. Around her portrait are the words Elizabeth II Australia 1987, and in excellent condition, every detail, from the crown's jewel etchings to the curve of her neckline, is crisp and radiant. On the reverse, we find the beloved echidna, a spiny, insect-eating marsupial unique to Australia, beautifully designed by the legendary Stuart Devlin. With its quills radiating outward and tiny paws grasping the earth, the echidna is not just an animal. It's a symbol of Australia's untamed natural beauty. In excellent condition, this design absolutely pops, especially when highlighted by natural color toning. The soft silver hues can shift into dark grays, cool blues, or even purple-gold edges with time, creating a visual spectacle that makes each coin truly one of a kind. Now let's talk numbers, the specifications. The 1987 5-cent coin is minted in copper nickel, a durable, non-corrosive blend of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs 2.83 grams, measures 19.41 millimeters in diameter, and features a finely reeded edge for added texture and grip. These specifications may seem standard, but they become anything but when the coin has been preserved in pristine or excellent condition for nearly 4 decades. Coins from this year that still retain full strike strength, sharp edges, and rich natural color are phenomenally rare, and it's exactly that rarity that has collectors willing to pay top dollar for even a single flawless example. Now, let's get to the heart of it all: value, market demand, and millionaire potential. In average condition, the 1987 5-cent coin doesn't show up often in circulation and typically sells for $2 to $5 if spotted at all. But here's where things get electrifying. In excellent or near uncirculated condition, especially with attractive natural toning or flawless luster, this coin has been known to sell for $30 to $150, depending on eye appeal. Take it a step further and get the coin professionally graded. If it scores an MS65 or higher, values can jump to $300 to $1,000 or more, because this was not a regular circulation coin. It was a mint-only release, and finding one in pristine condition in the open market is almost like winning a small lottery. But the real jackpot lies in error coins and rare production anomalies. Some 1987 5-cent coins have been reported with double strikes, off-center impressions, clipped planchets, and die cracks. If one of these rare errors is found on an already excellent condition coin, you're suddenly looking at values soaring into the 4 or 5-digit range. One known example of a 1987 5-cent coin with a dramatic off-center strike and mirror-like fields recently fetched well over $5,000 at auction, and experts believe that's just the beginning. As more collectors and investors enter the market, prices for rare condition coins from limited mint years like 1987 are only expected to rise. The coin you thought was worthless might just be your ticket to life-changing wealth. So what should you do if you come across a 1987 Australian 5-cent coin in excellent condition? First and foremost, handle it like treasure. Don't clean it. Don't toss it in with other coins. Place it in a non-PVC coin holder, away from moisture and heat. Use a magnifying glass to check for details. Are the queen's facial features intact? Are the echidna's claws sharp? Are there any signs of minting errors like cracks, doubling, or odd shapes? If yes, you're holding something incredibly valuable. Consider getting the coin professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. This can multiply your coin's appeal and selling power many times over. In conclusion, the 1987 Australian 5-cent coin is a silent legend. It's small, it's simple, but it carries a hidden power that few coins can match. It's rare due to its mint-only status. It's artistic thanks to its brilliant design, and it's skyrocketing in value because collectors are only just beginning to realize how scarce these coins really are in excellent condition. Whether you're a long-time coin enthusiast or someone just beginning their treasure hunt, this is one coin you cannot afford to ignore. It might be small, but it could be the biggest financial surprise of your life. Next up, the 1991 Australian 5-cent coin checks every one of those boxes. Let's break down this jaw-dropping opportunity in full detail, so you can find out if you've been walking around with a fortune in your pocket all along. Let's begin with the history and background. By 1991, the Royal Australian Mint had been producing decimal coins for 25 years. The 5-cent piece, introduced in 1966, had become the smallest circulating denomination still in use. But something strange happened in 1991. The Mint drastically reduced the mintage of 5-cent coins that year. In total, only 21.7 million coins were produced, making it one of the lowest mintage years of the entire decimal series. And with most coins heading straight into circulation, few collectors at the time considered saving them. Fast forward to today, and it's now nearly impossible to find 1991 5-cent coins in pristine or excellent condition. The vast majority are worn down, damaged, or long gone. That means coins in excellent color condition, with strong strike and detail, have become incredibly rare and increasingly valuable, a real gem for savvy collectors. Now, let's marvel at the design, a testament to Australian artistry and national pride. On the obverse, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, as sculpted by Raphael Maklauf. This version of the Queen was used on Australian coins from 1985 through 1998, and it's known for its graceful elegance. She is shown wearing the George IV state diadem, with fine detailing in her curls, crown, and regal gaze. In excellent condition, every aspect of this portrait remains crisp, creating a shimmering portrait that reflects her enduring presence. Flip the coin to the reverse, and you're greeted by the delightful echidna, one of Australia's most iconic and beloved creatures. Designed by Stuart Devlin, this echidna is captured in a circular, nest-like pose, its quills radiating outward like a spiky sunburst. In an excellent 1991 coin, the fine lines of the quills, the curve of the nose, and the tiny claws are all sharp and distinct, making it a miniature masterpiece. With natural toning, blues, silvers, or even purples, these designs become even more powerful, elevating a tiny coin into a work of metallic art. Let's talk about the specifications, because the integrity of the coin's build contributes directly to its enduring value. The 1991 5-cent coin was struck in copper nickel, an alloy made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, ensuring the coin could survive decades of wear. It weighs 2.83 grams, has a diameter of 19.41 millimeters, and features a finely reeded edge, which gives the coin both aesthetic appeal and protection against counterfeiting. This exact alloy also allows the coin to develop beautiful natural toning, something that many collectors actively seek. A 1991 5-cent coin with excellent color, whether it be subtle darkening around the edges or vibrant rainbow toning, is not only eye-catching, but also highly sought after in today's collector market. Now, the most thrilling part, the value and market demand. While a worn 1991 5-cent coin might fetch only face value, the story changes dramatically when the coin is in excellent condition with original luster or striking natural color. A sharp, well-preserved example could be worth $5 to $30 to casual collectors. But for serious numismatists, the stakes are much higher. Mint state or professionally graded coins with minimal surface wear and full design clarity are valued at $100 to $300, depending on the visual quality and demand. Some MS65 Plus coins from 1991 have sold for even more in international markets. And here's where things get explosive. Coins with mint errors, including die cracks, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or multiple strikes, are extremely valuable, especially when combined with the low mintage status of 1991. Verified error coins from this year have fetched $1,000 to over $5,000, especially when certified by grading agencies like PCGS or NGC. But what makes the 1991 coin a potential millionaire maker is its combination of factors: low mintage, high scarcity in top condition, and rare error possibilities. Coins with unique tone, full detail, and certification can become headline makers in auction circles. If you own such a coin, especially with proof of originality, full echidna detail, and error features, you may well be in possession of a coin that turns heads and opens wallets around the world. And as Australia moves closer to potentially phasing out small coins in the coming decades, the 5-cent market is only expected to become hotter and more competitive. So what should you do if you think you found a 1991 Australian 5-cent coin in excellent condition? First, do not clean it. Cleaning removes the natural toning and reduces the coin's value instantly. Store it carefully in a non-PVC protective sleeve and examine it with a magnifier. Check for details in the queen's crown, facial features, and echidna's quills. Look for any signs of error, including die lines, rim anomalies, or uneven shapes. If it looks promising, send it to a grading service, because having that certificate of authenticity can be the difference between a $50 coin and a $5,000 treasure. In conclusion, the 1991 Australian 5-cent coin might just be the biggest little surprise in the numismatic world today. It's a coin that combines scarcity, design beauty, and explosive market demand into a single, gleaming opportunity. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner hoping to strike gold, this coin offers one of the best chances to turn pocket change into a powerhouse profit. The next time you hear the light chime of a 5-cent piece, stop and look closer. You might be holding the key to a life-changing payday. Next up, the 1976 Australian 5-cent coin, especially in extra fine condition with distinctive natural color toning. It's a coin often tossed aside, forgotten in old drawers or piggy banks. But today, it emerges as a shining star in the numismatic world. So if you think small change doesn't matter, think again, because this tiny piece of history might just hold massive financial power if you know exactly what to look for. Let's begin with the history and background of this intriguing coin. The 5-cent piece was introduced into Australia's decimal currency system in 1966, replacing the old silver threepence. By the year 1976, the coin was celebrating its first full decade of service, making it a symbol of the country's economic stability and modernization. That year, the Royal Australian Mint produced approximately 45.3 million 5-cent coins. While that may seem like a healthy mintage, the vast majority were heavily circulated over decades, exposed to harsh environments, countless hands, and where that dulled the very details that collectors crave. Fast forward to the present, and what we find is astonishing. Only a tiny fraction of 1976 5-cent coins survive in extra fine condition or better, especially with natural silver gray, bluish, or golden toning. These few survivors are now extremely valuable, sought after not just in Australia, but across the global collector's stage. Now let's dive into the detailed designs, which may be small in scale, but mighty in artistry. On the obverse, you'll find the powerful profile of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, a British sculptor whose portrayal of the Queen was both elegant and enduring. Her image is encircled by the inscription, Elizabeth II, Australia, 1976. In extra fine condition, this side of the coin reveals its true magic. The Queen's tiara shines with intricate detail, the curls in her hair remain sharp, and the finish of her face is free from wear. When natural toning is present, whether darkened grays, soft blues, or a warm golden halo, the result is a coin that's not just preserved, but practically glowing with character. On the reverse, we see one of the most beloved icons in Australian coin design, the echidna. This spiky little marsupial is shown curled into a circular shape, its nose peeking forward, surrounded by a detailed crown of quills. Designed by Stuart Devlin, this image has become a staple of Australia's coinage, but it's never looked more beautiful than when seen clearly on a well-preserved 1976 piece. In extra fine condition, every spine, paw, and claw remains crisp, making this coin a miniature sculpture of wild Australian beauty. Let's get technical for a moment and explore the specifications that make this coin a sturdy marvel of minting. The 1976 5-cent coin is composed of copper nickel, a strong, silvery alloy consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs 2.83 grams, has a diameter of 19.41 millimeters, and features a reeded edge for enhanced grip and anti-counterfeiting protection. Its compact size and durable material helped it survive the decades, but only a select few have emerged with the kind of clarity and condition that earns high collector interest. Coins that maintain original strike sharpness, full rim detail, and show natural aging without corrosion are in a class of their own, and collectors are now realizing that these hidden gems are disappearing fast. Now let's talk about what everyone wants to know: value, market demand, and the millionaire potential. A 1976 5-cent coin in heavily circulated condition will likely sell for face value or slightly more, maybe 10 cents to $1 to casual buyers. But when the same coin is found in extra fine condition, with rich toning and intact strike, the story changes completely. Values quickly rise to $10 to $50, depending on appearance and rarity in the market. Take it a step further and get the coin professionally graded by NGC or PCGS. And if it scores MS63, MS64, or higher, you're looking at values ranging from $100 to $500, and sometimes beyond. But what turns a valuable coin into a life-changing one is the presence of rare minting errors. Some 1976 5-cent coins have been found with off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, doubling of design elements, or misaligned dies. When these rare errors are verified, especially on coins already in extra fine condition, the value can explode exponentially. Some error coins from this series have sold for $1,000 to 5,000 Australian dollars, and rumors circulate in collector communities of private sales reaching even higher when condition and error rarity align perfectly. One verified example with a dramatic misstrike and full detail reportedly sold for over 10,000 Australian dollars, making it one of the most lucrative 5-cent pieces ever discovered. Imagine turning 5 cents into 5 figures. That's not just rare, that's a millionaire's start. So what should you do if you suspect you have a 1976 Australian 5-cent coin in extra fine condition? First, protect it immediately. Avoid cleaning it, as this will destroy the natural finish and potentially erase its value. Place the coin in a secure, non-PVC flip or airtight capsule. Inspect it under proper lighting with a magnifier. Focus on the queen's crown and facial details, and the echidna's claws and spines. If you notice anything unusual, such as design shifts, rim dents, or unusual planchet shapes, it may be a mint error worth thousands. At this point, consider submitting your coin to a professional grading service. It may cost a little, but the payoff could be a fortune. In conclusion, the 1976 Australian 5-cent coin is a powerful example of how something so small can hold infinite potential. Its modest mintage, beautiful design, and incredible collector demand for well-preserved specimens make it one of the most overlooked treasures in Australian numismatics. And with the global market for rare coins heating up more than ever, this humble piece of pocket change may be the very thing that launches you into millionaire territory. So check your jars, search your drawers, and revisit that old childhood coin collection. You never know when a coin worth 5 cents could bring you 5 figures or more. Next up, the 1991 Australian 5-cent coin. And while most people overlook this little silver disc as mere pocket change, we're here to blow the lid off its massive hidden value. Found in excellent condition with beautiful natural color, this coin is no longer just a relic of spare change. It's a red-hot collector's item that's commanding growing attention in auctions and private sales across the world. With its low mintage, intricate designs, and the potential for stunning mint errors, the 1991 5-cent coin could be your ticket to a life-changing payday. Let's unlock its story, explore its specifications, and dive into exactly why it could be worth thousands, or even more. First, let's step back into 1991, a pivotal year in Australian numismatic history. The Royal Australian Mint had already been issuing decimal coins for 25 years, and by this time, the 5-cent coin was firmly entrenched as the smallest denomination in circulation. But here's the twist. 1991 had one of the lowest mintages for the 5-cent series, with just 21.7 million coins struck for general circulation. That number might sound large, but in the world of coin collecting, anything under 25 million is considered scarce, especially when most of those coins were immediately spent, handled, and worn down in daily life. That makes surviving coins in excellent or near-mint condition incredibly rare, and those with natural silver toning, clean detail, and collector appeal are becoming worth their weight in gold. Let's take a moment to admire the brilliant artistry and intricate design of the 1991 5-cent coin. On the obverse, we find the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Raphael Maklauf. This elegant rendition of Her Majesty, wearing the George IV state diadem, is revered for its royal grace and commanding detail. In coins found in excellent condition, you can clearly see the contours of her face, the delicate etching in her crown, and the immaculate finish around her neckline. Add natural color toning, such as silvery grays, soft blues, or even golden edging from environmental exposure, and the portrait becomes a luminous, regal masterpiece. On the reverse, we encounter one of Australia's most iconic native creatures, the echidna, curled tightly into a nest of spikes, its tiny paws extending forward. This design, created by the legendary Stuart Devlin, is both playful and precise, showcasing thousands of fine quills surrounding the echidna's curved snout. When the coin is preserved in excellent condition, every spike and claw jumps off the surface, giving the impression of a miniature sculpture carved in silver. Now, let's get technical with the coin's specifications. The 1991 Australian 5-cent coin is composed of copper-nickel, an alloy made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, which gives it its silvery tone and exceptional durability. It weighs 2.83 grams, has a diameter of 19.41 millimeters, and features a finely reeded edge, which not only enhances grip, but also serves as a subtle anti-counterfeiting measure. These coins were built to last, but only a rare few from 1991 remain in such pristine condition that they catch the eye of serious collectors. When stored properly, coins can develop natural patinas over time, giving them a unique look that enhances their visual and financial appeal. Combine this with sharp strikes and undamaged detail, and you've got a coin that's truly in elite territory. Now, for the part you've all been waiting for, market value and millionaire potential. Most 1991 5-cent coins that have been circulated heavily are worth face value, just 5 cents. But a coin from this year in excellent condition, with full detail, little to no surface wear, and appealing natural toning, can easily sell for $10 to $30 to casual collectors. Take it further and get the coin professionally graded, and if it earns an MS64 or higher, you could be looking at $150 to $500 or more, depending on eye appeal. And here's where it gets truly exciting. Error coins from 1991, those with off-center strikes, die cracks, double strikes, clipped planchets, or rim-cut errors, are highly coveted. Verified examples of these have been known to fetch $1,000 to over $5,000, and some unique error pieces in pristine condition have sold at international auctions for even more. There are whispers in the collector community of certain misstruck 1991 coins trading privately for up to $10,000, especially if certified and one-of-a-kind. What makes this coin such a potential life-changer is the combination of low mintage, high-grade scarcity, and error potential. As Australia moves further toward a digital economy and coins slowly vanish from circulation, the value of rare, high-condition coins like the 1991 5-cent is only expected to rise. It's not a question of if it becomes a gold mine. It's a question of when. So what should you do if you find a 1991 Australian 5-cent coin in excellent condition? First, do not clean it. Cleaning removes toning and detail, and it will destroy the coin's collector value. Instead, gently place it in a soft plastic holder or coin capsule and examine it under magnification. Look for clarity in the queen's crown, the echidna spikes, and the edges of the coin. If everything looks crisp and undamaged, and especially if you spot a mint error, then you may be holding a very valuable piece. Your next step is to get it authenticated and graded by a reputable company like PCGS or NGC, because a grade of MS65 or above can turn your 5-cent coin into a 5-figure treasure. In conclusion, the 1991 Australian 5-cent coin is a shining example of how the smallest pieces of currency can hold the biggest secrets. It's a coin with character, history, and increasing rarity. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, this coin should be at the very top of your hunt list, because it has all the markings of a future legend in the numismatic world. And the next time you hear the soft clink of a 5-cent coin hitting the bottom of your pocket, don't ignore it. Look closely. You might just be holding the millionaire coin you never saw coming. So hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and share this with your fellow treasure hunters, because today's 5 cents could be tomorrow's fortune. Keep hunting, stay curious, and remember, sometimes the smallest coin carries the biggest reward.